You ready for the one and only show, man? Live from Houston, Texas. It's the go-to girl, professional comedian, TV producer, and founder of MarriedDate.com. It's millionaire matchmaker, Amber.
Hey guys, it is your girl matchmaker Amber Neal. It is Tough Love Tuesdays here on the Amber Neal Show, and I am joined by my co-host DJ Houston.
What's up, H-Town? It is Tough Love Tuesday, and whew, let me tell you, my emotions are running high, so we're going to get some tough love up in here today.
He's in the mood all day long.
I've been like, I was over here debating, I was like, you know what, I don't even think I want to do the show today because I'm feeling some type of way. And I was like, you know what, it's Tough Love Tuesday. I can be tough today, so let's do it.
Y'all call in if you dare, I always forget what our freaking 800 number is, but that's okay. We'll get it to you on the next break. Do you have it?
Our 800 number is 866-479-8752. So if you got something to say, call in. I can't guarantee it's going to be the nicest thing, but call in.
It's going to be nice.
It's going to be good advice. It's always good advice.
It's all in love, guys. That's why it's tough love. 866-479-8752. Y'all call in. The phone lines are open. And this gentleman to my right, he is my original TV mentor. He is a world-famous origami artist. And y'all can catch him at Comic Palooza. Y'all give it for Kyle Fu.
Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to the Amber Neal Show. It's my favorite girl, I tell you. Yes,
so
I give her greatest advice. I want to be here every time to learn something. Yeah.
I love Kyle. We've been friends for a long time, at least a decade, right?
Oh my goodness.
At least, right?
Yes, we all look so young.
I know. Of course, we're all only 35 years old.
Exactly.
Speak for yourself. I'm still in my 20s.
What was it I saw? Y'all know how I love memes. I came across this meme. I got to pull it up because it was so crazy. Some of the stuff you just really can't write. So let me pull this up. Okay, here it is. All right. So come on in there. Televangelist Joel Osteen trends on Twitter after buying a $325,000 Ferrari. Preacher and televangelist, people are calling him a false prophet. I just want to know, he's from H-Town. I grew up at Lakewood. I used to sing at Lakewood. Me personally, I love Joel Osteen. He has really changed my life in a lot of ways. But you know what they say about going to listen to Joel? You got to hit Bible study after. But that's not real. Joel is very biblically based, and maybe he didn't have the degree or whatever you call it
Well, don't you think
what is that called?
Don't you think he deserves it? He worked so hard, you know. Have a little fun toy car, you know. Yeah.
But the thing you guys don't understand, they were talking about how he got $14 million in PPP and he don't pay taxes. But the thing you guys don't understand about Joel, he does not take a salary from the church. He's not getting paid from the church.
That's right.
All his money is made from his books and his ministry. And at the end of the day, if you are a Christian or have any kind of faith, are you saying that God wanted us to be desolate and poor? Because they made the reference to Jesus, how he didn't have a home, he walked everywhere, he sacrificed all these things, but he was a modest man, right? And I get it, it's not about the ego, but are you saying, I would love for y'all to call in on this, are you saying that you can't have something nice just because you believe in God? What do you guys say?
I mean, I think it's a load of crap, you know. If you put it in that way, you know, that you can't have nice things just because you worship God, or you're a man of God, you know.
Yeah.
But you don't want to get me started on Joel Osteen because
we do.
I have a different opinion than you do.
We got 5 minutes, so go for it.
I think Joel Osteen's a crook.
Oh.
I think he's a huge crook. I mean, I think it's a lie saying that he doesn't make any money off the church because I know all that money's not going directly back into the church. I mean, have you seen some of the churches? Because he's got, 3 locations now through Houston? I think?
Really? Wow.
I don't think so.
No, because he has the big building right there off of, Kirby or whatever that is.
Right.
Then there's another one down, there's a couple different locations. More. That's what I'm saying. And then when you think back to the Memorial Day flood or Hurricane Harvey,
the doors on
think about that. Come on, for a man of God, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is what God has a place of worship for. It's a sanctuary to help people in their their time of need. And what did he do? He closed the doors and turned his back on the people who go, like, the people who make his paychecks. You know what I'm saying?
But then
like,
he opened the door after that, and then he let people in, and he
only
did
because he
help
got all the
them
bad
out.
press.
Okay, but at the end of the day, like, you know how possessive we are about and protective we are about our own stuff. I'm sure he didn't want the churches destroyed, but at the same time, it's his church.
My opinion is that sometimes people don't realize there's one person that's representing everyone. There's so many things go behind it. Maybe he wanted church, but maybe some other reason we're not allowing him. You know, like a president can't do everything you want to.
I mean, and I get that.
It's a company.
I'm not saying what you're wrong. I'm just saying sometimes the people, because when you become an icon, become a person, and there's so many press with you all the time. You know, every little thing you do, you're being look at it, oversee it. So when you also give find out what the facts really is, what's behind why they kind of open, you know.
My whole thing is that even if there is a board, you know, even if there is a board, as this church, this whole church, this whole organization is a bunch of crooks. Because if you're telling me that as a place of worship, a place of God, you're not even going to help people in their time of need, the most time of need that people need the most, and you're not even going to help them.
Well, okay, so that's a one-sided argument, because if you actually look into the ministry and actually, like, I went to the church, so I see every week their ministry and their the mission work that they're doing, sending millions of dollars around the world and putting millions of dollars into their television ministry to reach people that can't go to their church, right? So it's really that argument of it's that old school thinking. We got to be poor, impoverished, in poverty? Like, where's that standard? Because everybody's got an opinion about it, and so it's another allegation to say that you think he's a crook. But I mean, but that's you know, so everybody has their opinion.
Everybody has their opinion, because I know there's at least 10 people I can talk to that would side with me, but then I know another 10 people that would side with you. You know,
exactly.
Well, we're trying to understand religion's always been a very important topic. But the mission of a religion is helping people.
Exactly.
And guiding people when they're in the time of need. So I think all the mission people done the work before have nothing. You know, now we're having more wealth, and we do need to figure out how the best way to helping people who in needs.
And the difference between, like, let's say his father, Joel actually started the television ministry for his father at the original Lakewood back on the north side. I used to go to that one too, but I used to listen to his dad. And so his dad was about unity and diversity. It was the most diverse church way before his time, and Joel was the one that took him to that next level to spread the message of unity and love and not division. So it's kind of like anybody that you meet in life. There's going to be some things you like about them. There's going to be some things you don't like about them.
Right.
And we all have opinions. But at the end of the day, the real question here is, if he is a self-made millionaire, why can he not go buy whatever car he wants just because he's a pastor? That has nothing to do with it. He is a businessman first.
And I think it's just because that line gets blurred. You know, people don't realize that he is a self-made millionaire. They believe that, you know, his income comes from the church. Like most pastors, their income comes from the church.
Right.
So, you know, people forget that he has this whole line of books and TV series that, you know, make him money. And I mean, mind you, before I learned about him, I was one of those people that said the same thing, like, you know, because he makes money from the church. Then when I started looking into it, because I mean, if I'm going to roast somebody, I'm going to at least get my facts straight. And when I was looking into it, he really doesn't. He gets a small percentage from the church. He gets like I think it's like $20,000 a year from the church as a salary. You know, like any church does. They pay their pastors. People, if you think pastors work for free, you're crazy. I mean, I've never been to a church where they don't. But most of the other money that he makes comes from all his other, you know, the fact that, and I see where people kind of blur that line because his fame came kind of from the church, you know what I mean? Like, he built his name up in the ministry side in the church, and so I can see where they blur the line.
But if we have Matthew McConaughey, who's running for governor right now, he's rich as hell. And if he goes and buys something, nobody's going to say nothing about it. But politician is equivalent to religious pastors because it's all about your moral beliefs. All right, guys, I know we have to take a break real quick. We got a really great topic for you guys. We're going to talk about 9 signs that you are growing because it is about the growth, and we are here to tell you. I know right now I feel like I'm under major spiritual attack. I know DJ Houston is. I know a lot of people, and that's the thing. You would never know by the look of it, but spiritual attack is very real. So we're going to come back. We're going to talk about 9 signs that you are growing, and sometimes it is growing through the attack. So we'll be right back.
Maridate, Houston's first private social club for couples.
It all started when one of Jen's friends brought her out to a bar and she didn't want to go out. She saw me and said she's going to marry that guy. Her friends thought it was funny. The next night we met. This was 2 days before Christmas. And then we've been together ever since. That was 2007. We hung out that night, didn't even know each other's names. And then eventually we started hanging out and got together, got engaged January of 2008. Got married April of 2009. And we have 2 kids and a third that we just had a month and a half ago in May. So now we have 3 kids, own a business, been together for 14 years now, and no turning back from there. Everybody said we wouldn't make it. We've been through trials and tribulations, made sure that we always stuck by each other's side and took care of everything we're supposed to, and we've been tested a lot. We have been tested hard. Other than that, we have enjoyed life. We travel. We enjoy spending time with each other 24 hours a day. Never a dull moment, never separation. It's actually been great.
Join Maridate today by visiting www.maridate.com.
Hey guys, it's your girl Millionaire Matchmaker, and you know what? How we do it? We got a huge singles event coming up 1 week from today. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, it is, and I'm your boy DJ Houston, and we're here to tell you about our singles event. We're doing
speed dating in the dark, aka glow in the dark speed dating,
and we're bringing you musical love chairs. You know how fun it is to bump somebody out of their chair. Get out of my chair.
You get out of my chair.
Hey, make sure you go and check out our event at the Amber Neal Show on Facebook. Tickets are live. And
come hungry. We have pasta, salad, and fruit included in the ticket price, and it's BYOB. Come for the networking red carpet and fun. And hey, is there any price you won't pay for love?
Exactly. So make sure y'all guys go check out that event at the Amber Neal Show on Facebook, and we will see you there. Maridate, Houston's first private social club for couples.
We are the Adolphs.
Willie and Tequila.
We're blessed and honored to be asked to be a host couple for Maridate.
We have been a part of each other's lives for so many years.
We partied hard and worked harder.
We have 4 adult children and 2 fur babies.
We are entrepreneurs, and we work together for over 20 years.
We have been married since 1999 through thick and thin, sickness and health, through troubles and triumphs, struggles and all victories. But God.
We built it up.
We built it up.
We built it up. And now we're solid. Solid as a rock. We are the Adolphs.
Join Maridate today by visiting www.maridate.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the Amber Neal Show. It is Tough Love Tuesdays, and today we're going to talk about 9 signs that you are growing. And in the second part of the show, we are going to talk about 8 reasons that you may be sabotaging your romantic relationship. So let me welcome in my co-host, DJ Houston.
What's up? It's my favorite day of the week. Tough Love Tuesday.
Yes.
Time to get real.
And the guy to my right, my early TV mentor, world famous origami artist, and you can find him at any Comic Palooza, any kind of event. He is out on the town, okay, y'all? I love this guy. He is one of my co-hosts for Tuesday now. Y'all give it up for Kyle Fu.
Hey, welcome to Emma Neal Show, the best show on earth.
Yes, and he is our paint night instructor for a Meridate tomorrow night. If you haven't got your tickets, go to meridate.com and sign up for the couples paint night. It's so cute. It is a split painting. You paint one part, your partner paints the other part, and if you are halfway talented, it'll actually make a picture. So
Yes, and you can alter the image sometimes, make it a little more fun, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, so y'all go for more information, go to meridate.com. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into the show. 9 signs that you are growing. Today's our tough love day. Growing through it is sometimes so painful. It's so hard. We always talk about the self-love journey, right?
Right.
But we don't talk about what are the signs to know you're making progress. Because, a lot of times you'll find out really quickly if you go to like James Coney Island and somebody tries to start a fight with you. And you find out real quick how far you've grown. Because when you have the saying, the old me would have handled that differently.
Yeah.
You better be glad I ain't who I used to be.
He better be glad I ain't who I used to be. Let me tell you.
Inside joke. But let's go through it. Let's talk about the 9 signs that you are growing. Number 1, you recognize that asking for support is not a sign of weakness. I think that's been my hardest thing. I'm so independent. I feel like I can do everything myself. But what you realize is that you're a jack of all trades, master of none. You need to get help. Get people that are in their lane.
Right. That right there, let me say, I used to always, I was so independent. I never, ever asked for help on anything.
Yeah.
And then one day I found the best network that I could find, like I have my people now. And now it's weird when I don't ask for help, because I know now, like, I can't do everything on my own as much as I want to do everything on my own. And I know I can eventually get it all done.
Yeah.
But, that eventually is going to drag it out far too long.
Yeah.
And so my 1-year plan turns into a 10-year plan, you know what I mean?
that part.
Versus when I ask for help, now my 1-year plan is probably going to be down to a 6-month plan because I have a network. I have people that I can depend on.
Yeah.
So I can tell you that the old me, I was very much like that, where I was like, nah, I'm independent. I don't need no help. Asking for help is a sign of weakness, but...
Yeah, if you ask for help, actually your friend like to know they can help you.
And honestly, I think asking for help is not it's not a sign of, it's actually a big sign of strength. Like it takes a lot of courage to admit not necessarily defeat, but that you can't do it alone. You know what I mean?
My dog ate my homework situation.
Exactly.
Help me! When I'm gonna stop my dog eating my homework? Think about that. Everybody can have good advice, right?
Let's get the phone number again too. I know we got our phone lines open today. If you have a question for any of us, or you want to chime in on what you've done to help grow, go and call us at 866-479-8752. All right, what's number 2, DJ Houston?
So 9 signs that you are growing. You accept that it's not your responsibility. Let me say that again. It's not your responsibility to fix everybody. And
Captain Save-A-Ho, no more Build-A-Boos.
Right. No more Build-A-Boos. Like, I'm so tired of having to try to fix people, I think when I was younger, I think that's what because I was broken.
To fix you.
I was, exactly. So, like, every relationship that I got into, it would always be like, the potential's there. I can fix him. And guess what? Honey, you can't fix him, okay? It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. He has to fix himself. So once you finally learn that, it's not your responsibility to fix everybody, you're going to get so much stress off your shoulders. Like, let me tell you, you're going to be able to walk around finally with your head held high like, that ain't my problem.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're not everybody's mother or dad or boss.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you don't have to every minute to feel like tell the people to do the right thing, Yeah, people will figure it out.
Yeah, they will.
Right.
Eventually.
No, they will. They truly will. And if they don't, it's not your problem.
Kyle, what's number 3?
Number 3 is other people's opinion of you no longer affect you. Well, people sometimes too worry about what other people say about them. Oh my God, someone say something, you're getting so worked up. You had a bad day because your girlfriend called say, well, something, and you couldn't focus what you're doing. And if you have a confidence and you don't have to worry about it. You know.
Oh.
Confidence is key, guys. We
I
always
was just
talk
about to say,
that.
I like how
Yes.
he used the word confidence.
Yeah.
You know, when you have that confidence, you can finally like let go of all the baggage of everybody else.
Yeah, if
and
I
not
want to
care.
wear a short skirt, went to an event, everybody had a long
Exactly.
dresses, it's okay. you know?
Amen.
Right.
Just the other day, somebody tried to knock on me because like throughout the years, because I used to only wear like Dickie shorts where they they come down here,
Right.
and over the years they started getting shorter and
Oh.
shorter, and now I barely wear shorts that go over like past my knee. They always stay above my knee. So somebody tried to tell me the other day, they were like, you cannot be wearing those. You are too thick to be wearing those small little shorts. And I said, psh, maybe for you, but
Spoken for somebody who sounds hungry.
but my future husband, he
Yeah.
loves these thick thighs. You know what I'm saying?
I love it, guys. So today we're talking about 9 signs you are growing. You know, sometimes you got to pat yourself on the back. Sometimes you just got to take an inventory of what's going on in your life, because there's so many people that are going to try to beat you down in your, even in your own family. Sometimes your family can be the worst, non-supportive people on the planet. So
Yeah.
you've got to be able to regulate and be your own consultant and realize that you are growing. And here's another sign that you are. Number 4 is you prioritize quality time with yourself. You know, when I used to be a people pleaser before I was healed, when I was more codependent, I would always prioritize that person's happiness.
Okay.
What they needed, what they wanted, at the cost of sacrificing me. If I love them more, if I try harder, if I prove to them, if I just show something. Now I'm like, bump that, okay? Because I am enough, first of all, and second of all, I am worth more than rubies. So why would I go around begging somebody to love something worth more than rubies? If I don't know my worth, who will? So now I'm prioritizing my happiness.
Well, you need a little time for yourself. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And, something along with that, the fact that I feel like once you start growing and you spend that time with yourself, you start noticing the different signs of people who aren't healed. You know what I'm saying?
Notice quick.
You notice real quick. So it helps you identify about who you can trust, who you can hang around with, like, because you just notice it. One of the things that I can say after you start spending that time with yourself and you start growing a little bit more, one of the things that you really notice is you can tell when you're being attacked spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell that there's forces out there trying to stop you from going, but it only happens after you become aware enough and spending that time with yourself to get to know yourself, to know whether it's you causing the problem or if it's somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So that brings us on to the next sign that you're growing. And you have to be, didn't I just say it? You have to be more self-aware, because you
I
truly
love
do.
that one.
Like, once
Yeah,
you're...
people might say, what does that mean? Exactly just what I just did. What I was doing. You more know what you're doing.
Exactly. You have to know that
Some people are in a constant victim mentality.
Victim?
all the time.
They're not self-aware enough to know that they are the problem, and it's like no matter how many times you tell somebody what you need or what you're feeling, if they're not self-aware enough to know that they are they're causing it, but then they'd rather play the victim, that everybody always does something to them, run from people that it's always somebody else's fault. Because we all need to be self-aware enough to know I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm human. I'm flawed. But it's about being humble enough to say, you know what? It's not about if you did not offend somebody. It's about being humble enough to say, I apologize if I offended you, even if your intention was not to offend them. So it's really just about staying humble, guys. What's number 6, Kyle?
Number 6, you no longer compare yourself with others. It's very important because it's not a competition, right? It's about who you want to be. You don't have to get other people approval. You just do something you really like. Today I want to wear blue. So everybody wear red. It's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about others. It's very important.
Listen, this is something that took me it took me a long time to learn how to get that confidence, to not
hard.
care, you know what I'm saying?
Hard,
like,
yes.
Nowadays, I may have a couple of extra rolls on me, but you know what? I don't care, because I'm living my best life.
There's a lid for every pot.
There's truly
There's
is.
somebody that will love it.
Because let me tell you, to all you skinny haters out there, them boys love this thick lusciousness that I got. Okay.
Well, a happy
Let me tell you.
person is the most attractive person.
Yeah,
And it really
confidence.
is.
That's
Confidence,
right.
you know,
That's right.
it goes right back to what you said at the beginning. Confidence, you know. Once you start living that life of confidence, then you start attracting more people. It's kind of like once you get into a relationship, because usually once you get into a new relationship, you become more confident of yourself, you know.
And that's why they all come.
And they all come flocking at you.
Because you feel more confident, right?
Yes.
But the thing is, we live in this Instagram culture where there are literally people committing suicide because they don't have the right bag. They don't have the right car. They don't have the right body. Listen, guys, go back and look at history, okay? Whatever's popular now, give it 10 years, it'll change again. Give it 5 years, it changes, right? So right now, my body type is in style thanks to the Kardashians. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks to Megan and
Thanks
DJ
to-
Chose, okay?
That
Thick.
too. The thick. But give it 5 years, I'll be out of style. So am I gonna hate myself because it's having a ass as flat as a wall is back in style, back like it was in the 80s?
100 years ago, you could be a full figure girl. If you're too skinny, you
Exactly.
can't find a husband.
I mean,
See?
right.
You don't consider
That's
unhealthy.
true, yes.
Right. And I mean,
You know?
you really got to think about, like, look at the different times, you know, how times have changed. Like,
Yeah.
back in the 20s, you know, women couldn't even wear clothing that showed any part of their body, you know, because it was, yeah. But think nowadays, you know what I mean, where everybody gets to show. It's all a fad. It
I saw
changes.
somebody say that. They're like, y'all used to be embarrassed when y'all would show stuff. Now y'all are charging people for it. Let's move on to the next. Number 7, is it my turn? You limit the amount of energy on things that people do that do not add joy to your life. At the end of the day, once I realized healed or unhealed, I'm telling you, that gets you so much peace. Once I realized somebody is, if their intent is to not understand, if their intent is to not be self-aware, if they choose, if they would rather just be toxic and they would rather steal your joy, they'd rather fight, because when you're unhealed,
Over criticizing every little thing
yes.
you say, you do.
Right.
You know, like I said, I don't need my mommy with me.
Exactly.
I love my mommy, by the way.
But you don't need her holding your hand everywhere you go,
Right.
you know? And I feel that. Like, I can tell you, this is how I know I've grown, because, you know, once I start feeling that toxic energy, I shut it down. I just up and leave, because you know what? Trying to argue with somebody about, you know, who's toxic ain't gonna work. It was a waste of your time, it's a waste of their time. Trying to tell them that they're wrong, trying to make it correct, it's not gonna work.
Well,
you
good
know?
friends should be support each other, and through thick and thin. You know, not over criticize and always make other people feel bad.
But that's what criticism really is. When we criticize people, like Ryan said Friday on the show, when people criticize you, it's something they identify they don't like in themselves. That's why they tend to do it more. But let's move on. We got 3 minutes. What's the next one?
Kyle, what's the next one? Number 8.
You take responsibility for your actions and stop the victim mentality. Okay.
Way to put that
Everybody
twice.
comes to feel like that sometimes, but you gotta make it realize I need to find a way to fix it.
Yes.
You know, so stop being constantly be the victim. You know, move on from that.
Absolutely correct. I know when I was, you know, a lot of people, especially when they have to deal with like domestic abuse or something. I know when I got divorced, I was constantly the victim. You know what I mean? I was the victim. I was the victim.
Like something you did wrong all the time, right?
All the time. And then I finally just stopped. I was like, you know what? No, I am not a victim.
Cancel.
Exactly. Like I say now, cancel. That was something it was so hard for me to learn that. And I still deal with it sometimes.
That's the thing about it. No matter how much you know and teach it,
Yeah.
when you get still tested.
You do. Yeah, it wants to know. God wants to know. Are you going to go back to your old ways? You know. So, and that brings us up to our last sign that you're growing. Things that used to constantly bother you no longer upset you.
It loses power.
You know, I know.
That is so important. That's really growth. You don't feel like that bothers anymore.
Amen. Because I know, like, back in, younger me, you know, just looking at me wrong. You know, just looking at me like, oh, that used to set me off. You know what I'm saying? Now you can look at me, you can laugh at me, you can.
As long as you don't tell him to watch his mouth, you're good. We got to take a break, guys. When we come back, we're going to jump back into our second topic, which is 8 reasons you may be sabotaging the relationship that you're in. So, y'all check out.
Gotta come back. This
host
is so
couples.
important.
No. Y'all check out our word from our sponsors at Maridate, and we got some more information coming up for y'all in the second hour about Comic Palooza. Y'all stay tuned.
Maridate, Houston's first private social club for couples.
Chris and I met on MySpace. We started doing music together first, and then we became really good friends, and we were friends for about 5 years. And then we started dating each other in 2008. By February 2009, we were engaged, and by November 2009, we were married. We have 3 children together that we have raised, and we have traveled the world together and eaten some of the best food in the world, and collectively have just built up an amazing network of friends and family and a circle of people that we just love and care about, and they continue to motivate and we continue to motivate them. We build our energy on our relationship with the energy that we can give to other people and the effect that we can have on other people's lives. And we're going on 12 years strong this year through all the obstacles and the goods and the bads. We're still together, and we're here to share our story.
Join Marydate today by visiting www.marydate.com.
Hey guys, it's your girl Millionaire Matchmaker, and you know how we do it. We got a huge singles event coming up 1 week from today. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah, it is. And I'm your boy DJ Houston, and we're here to tell you about our singles event. We're doing
Speed dating in the dark, aka glow in the dark speed dating.
And we're bringing you musical love chairs. You know how fun it is to bump somebody out of their chair. Get out of my chair.
You get out of my chair.
Hey, make sure you go and check out our event at the Amber Neal Show on Facebook. Tickets are live. And
come hungry. We have pasta, salad, and fruit included in the ticket price, and it's BYOB. Come for the networking, red carpet, and fun. And hey, is there any price you won't pay for love?
Exactly. So make sure y'all guys go check out that event at the Amber Neal Show on Facebook, and we will see you there. Marydate, Houston's first private social club for couples.
Hello, I'm Larry.
And I'm Denise. And we are the Scotts.
Denise and I have been married for almost a year now, and it has been a thrill.
Yes, it has. We are always honeymooning and always on the go, doing something as a couple.
And that's what I love about my wife, Denise. She is full of energy, she's full of excitement, and she is full of love.
And I love you for allowing me to shine my love in your life, and I'm super ready to share a lifetime of memory with you.
She's my wife.
He's my husband.
She's my friend.
He's my friend.
She's my everything.
He's my everything.
She's my queen.
He's my king.
She's my lifetime.
He's my lifetime. This is what makes a happy marriage.
And we both believe what God put together, no one can ever tear apart.
Join Marydate today by visiting www.marydate.com. Marydate, Houston's first private social club for couples.
It all started when one of Jen's friends brought her out to a bar and she didn't want to go out. She saw me and said she's going to marry that guy. Her friends thought it was funny. The next night we met. This was 2 days before Christmas. And then we've been together ever since. That was 2007. We hung out that night, didn't even know each other's names. And then eventually we started hanging out and got together, got engaged January of 2008. Got married April of 2009. And we have 2 kids and a third that we just had a month and a half ago in May. So now we have 3 kids, own a business, been together for 14 years now, and no turning back from there. Everybody said we wouldn't make it. We've been through trials and tribulations, made sure that we always stuck by each other's side and took care of everything we're supposed to. And we've been tested a lot. We have been tested hard. Other than that, we have enjoyed life. We travel. We enjoy spending time with each other 24 hours a day. Never a dull moment, never separation. It's actually been great.
Join Marydate today by visiting www.marydate.com.
Hey guys, it's your girl Matchmaker Amber Neal. It is Tough Love Tuesdays here on the Emmerdale Show with my co-host DJ Houston
Sup.
and Kyle Food.
What's up?
You know, I was laughing before we came on. Kyle was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna." What'd you say? What's your muscles?
Lose my facial muscle.
Well, you know, if
Because
you're in
you
a
get so nervous, you're tense.
I'm like, I got something else I gotta
you find the right
relax.
move. You won't need to
Exactly.
do that yourself, okay?
No. I still need to relax.
That would
days.
get tough.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You want to
How
have
wide
somebody,
can I
you
open
want
up?
somebody out, like, lose it up, so you won't say something silly.
I'm just trying to get some pickles. I don't know what you think, but I love big pickles.
I love pickles.
Especially
I
the
had some
sour
last night.
pickles.
I like the sour ones. Guys, today we have a really fun show. The first part of the show, we were talking about 9 signs that you're growing. You know, self-love is it's not glorious. It's hard. It is brutal. It is painful. But, you know, part of that is going to jump into our next topic about 8 reasons we may self-sabotage our relationships, because at the end of the day, if you haven't grown in your self-love journey far enough, you're probably going to sabotage them, and here's why. Number one is, deep down, you don't feel worthy of having great things. Think about, if you want a Maserati, you won't even go look at the Maserati dealership because you feel like, I can't get it, I don't deserve it, I can't afford it. The thing is that the same thing is true. When it comes to relationships, you just might be too good of a person, and somebody's used to dealing, what would they say on that meme? It was like ragamuffins or something. They're used to people that are trash. So the thing is that you can't be the one seeing yourself as the one that's unworthy and think you're going to attract somebody that thinks you're worthy, because we are projecting the energy off. Just like you say, the auras. We are projecting it off, and that's what they read, and that's why the narcissists and the players and the liars come for you, because they can recognize that you don't feel good enough, and they're going to attack.
Yeah, you know, they see it as easy prey. That's that one hits me hard right there. I know that was me a lot of my life. I never felt worthy enough, you know, every time. And I think that's why, like, I got in such toxic relationships, because I was like, oh, well, you know, I didn't feel like I could do better than that. I didn't feel like I deserved better than that. And I think that's why I got married so young and so stupidly to the person that I got married to, you know, because I knew it was a toxic relationship.
But somebody wants me. But somebody wants
exactly,
me.
but somebody wanted me, you know, and made me feel like, not even made me feel like I was worth anything, because I didn't. I felt like crap the whole time I was in that relationship. But it just, you know, when you're codependent and you're not healed, you always have that sense of neglect for yourself. You don't ever feel loved, you know, and so it's hard to feel. If you grew up without having love in your life, you don't know how to love yourself, because you don't know what love is. You know what the opposite of love is. So that's how you treat yourself. You're like, this is my normal. I have to beat myself up. I'm not worthy of love, you know? Until you fix that, that's all you're ever going to attract.
Well, I think if you put in the effort, and you're worth every bit of it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you put your relationship first, and everything you work at it, you're worth it, you know?
You know, it blows my mind as I hear you talking, because, you know, I see this a lot as a matchmaker, where people, I hear their past, I hear their stories, I hear what they've been through, right? And it's mind-blowing to really realize how many good people out here are going through bad things with bad people, right? And the thing is, guys, let go of that. Let go of that past. Let go of that hurt. Forgive them. Because you know what their punishment is? Is they have to be them. That is their punishment. Hurt people, hurt people. And the people that hurt you the most probably need a damn hug. But they're miserable. But here's the really mind-blowing twist to this. The ones that are hurting you, they're the ones that don't feel worthy of you. So they're trying to flip this so that you don't pick up on it and realize that they're really the ones with the
I heard
low
that lots
self-esteem.
of from my lady friends, you know, lots of time. Yeah, the ladies, you know, told me about that. Your boyfriend keep making look bad.
Yeah.
Or something, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Because they actually not worth it, these ladies, but they want to, you know.
They want to flip it.
Yeah.
They don't want you to get onto them. You know what I'm saying? They're scared that if you see who they really are, that you will reject them. So that's why they have to play the game.
You know, and if you have a situation you feel like is a way that you've sabotaged a relationship, give us a call. You know, call the Matchmaker hotline at 1-866 479-8752. We would love to hear your story. If you call in and we air you, we're gonna go ahead and give you a trip to Vegas to go ahead and help relieve some of that stress you got.
You
know
don't
what I'm
worth
saying?
it.
Exactly,
You don't
and
worth
help
it.
you with that self-love right there.
Yeah.
And you know what? Matter of fact, if we get the first caller will get a Vegas trip. The second caller is gonna get a 7-day resort. You know, I'm feeling like everybody needs some stress relief right now to take that time to go self-love.
Yeah.
You know, it's important. So if you feel like you've ever been in that situation, or you are in that situation, or you are the person that creates the situation, call us up. You know, we can give you some advice, tell you how to get out of it, tell you what to do next, or maybe we can recommend some good therapists for you. You never know. So that brings us back to reasons you may be sabotaging your romantic relationships. You know, we guard ourselves too much. We don't open up, and we put all these big old walls up because we feel like we're gonna get hurt again, just because the person in our past has hurt us, you know, or everyone, and you know, sometimes it's not one, sometimes it's every relationship you've been in, but that's the pattern, you know. If it's every relationship, then you got to step back and start thinking about yourself, you know. And I understand putting those walls up because you feel like you're going to get hurt, but you know, the whole process of love and finding the person is you're going to get hurt. It's just natural. You really are. Not everybody you date is going to be for you, but that's the whole purpose of dating, so you can find the person who is meant for you, you know. So instead of thinking of a negative, you know, of a hurt thing, like, oh, we broke up, oh, boo-hoo, I'm hurt, this is bad. We think of it as a positive. We broke up, and now I found out what I'm not looking for. I found out what I'm not attracted to. I found out what's not working for me. Think of it that way, and then you'll start growing.
As we talk on Thursday's show, our topic is what is love. One thing I just want to jump in ahead just to get you guys thinking about this. If you go to Corinthians 13, it talks specifically about what love is, but one of the things in there, it says it's long suffering. So people are going to hurt you. We're human. They're going to let you down. Just make sure they're worth it, and it's not a habit. It is not intentional. What'd you say, Kyle?
Well, I think you're right. You know, some people don't even realize it's saying that because it become a habit so long term, and you need to point it out to them. You know, I don't think that was the right thing to say. Instead, getting a fight, creating a good communication with them.
Exactly.
You know, lots of people just like shut down and walk away, and I think you should go talk to them about, you know, your behavior is unacceptable.
Exactly.
You know? And guys, let me just tell you, from personal experience, I know it's not easy to let these walls down. I'm still, till this day, I still have these walls up that I try to knock down, you know, but having somebody to talk to, especially, you know, like a therapist is probably the best way, but even just having your best friend or your mom to talk to help, you know, so you can understand why you have these walls up, you know, because there's something with you. Exactly. You got to look at it, you know, and I'll tell you, it's not easy. It's something that I work with every day. So just because you recognize it doesn't mean it's going to change overnight. Just keep your head up and know that, you know, one wall at a time. That's all you can do, one wall at a time.
What's number 3, Kyle?
Well, number 3, we don't believe we deserve a better. Well, for example, you date somebody, he making more money than you. You say, oh, maybe I should not dating him. You don't deserve her. Or, you know, something about she's so nice to me. Maybe I'm just not the person.
Man,
why not? Maybe you do.
Spot on today.
You know, maybe you do. You know, maybe you should. You know, because you're a nice person yourself. Why not? You know.
Yeah, just not feeling worthy, guys.
I want to elaborate on how, you know, because I like how you said, you know, that he makes more money than me, so I might not deserve that. I hate how we have to divide ourselves by classes here. You know, who cares if you're poor and you fall in somebody with somebody rich, or vice versa? You know, who cares? It's money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't go. It's not going to make you happy. What's going to make you happy is that person. You know what I'm saying?
Even Steve Jobs said that on his deathbed. It ain't about what money you made. It's about who you loved, the experiences you made, the memories.
I had a lot of very nice girlfriends. They make a very good income, and their husband, or boyfriend, really bothers them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think they should not think about that. You know what I mean? They should worry about the person and how much they make.
It's crazy. It's all about division. And a lot of you power couples out there that base your power based on how much money you have. If one of you loses your position or power, then your relationship's going to fall apart. So I urge you to go a little deeper and don't be so surface on the things that you think you have to have in order to be happy, because the enemy can use them to make you miserable, and if you lose them, then your whole relationship falls apart. So Today we're talking about 8 reasons that we self-sabotage in relationships, and some of these are really just obvious, simple, stupid, but it's the little things, right?
It really is the little things.
Number 4. I think this is probably the biggest one out of all this, honestly. Number 4 is we are afraid of rejection. I had somebody recently come tell me that they cared about me, and I had no idea. I had no idea they felt that way. I literally was clueless. I hadn't talked to this person in a long time. Kind of popped up out of the blue to say, I love you. And I was like, wow. I mean, I was taken back. But, he had got some advice from somebody else saying, life is short. If you love somebody, tell them now. Don't give flowers later. And it's not necessarily romantic love, like just a friend,
Right.
But the thing is that I had no idea they felt that way. But rejection will make you, it'll create this whole scenario, fear,
Oh, yeah.
false evidence appearing real. 90% of things we fear never happen. But if you don't know, you might be shocked who will accept your proposal, whatever it is. But here's the thing. It should not waver. You should not waver if they do not want it, because it's not always personal. Sometimes they're just not into you like that. They just see you as a friend.
Right. And, how you said don't take it personal, that was me. I think a lot of the relationships I've ever been in, the reason I have broken off is because I was afraid of rejection. I'm like, I'm going to break up with you before you break up with me. And there was probably even nothing wrong. It was just me being in my head. And so I had to sit there and retrain myself, really. I really did, because rejection hurts. But as I had said earlier, instead of thinking of it as rejection, start thinking of it in a positive way. It's just because a lot of times sometimes it really is nothing personal. It's not even the fact that
think about your preferences. That don't mean it's not them. It's just if you like chocolate ice cream, you don't want vanilla.
Exactly.
But rejection also could be somebody realize they are not a fit with you.
Exactly.
Okay. Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe they don't feel like you are the right person for them. Nothing about you. It's just something they decide. Something they prefer.
So you may not be a bad person. It just may not be a right fit.
That's okay.
Your key may not be for that lock.
But keep on asking someone is never wrong.
That's right.
You can't afraid it not to ask.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
Right. So moving on to the 5th reason. So we're moving on to the 5th reason of why you may self-sabotage romantic relationships. And it's because we just don't want to be vulnerable around them.
That's the hard part of trust.
And it is, because that's all trust is, is saying that I can be vulnerable around you.
And don't be vulnerable until you know you can trust them, because the most hurtful thing somebody can do is throw something in your face, you confide it in them.
Ooh, it's tough.
We gotta move on.
Well, if you understand where you're vulnerable of it,
exactly,
then you will not be afraid anymore.
That's right.
So what's the next one, Kyle?
Next one, we don't have a fear of abandonment.
Ooh,
abandonment means someone stop being your friend or stop calling you back. And today we have lots of people saying text messages, no longer want to talk to you.
Ghosting you.
Discontinue, and don't feel bad. Maybe that's not the person we really want to be friends with.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't think it's personal sometimes,
I look at it like God's protection. I mean, as mad as I get when I hit a red light, I've retrained myself to be grateful for that, because there's been times where if I would have gone ahead, I see an accident right before me. Or something happens. So just learn to appreciate that protection of not always getting what you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean somebody's abandoning you. It just means that they've moved on to their life.
Right.
And if they don't have the respect enough to tell you that they don't want to be in your life anymore, they're not even a friend, let alone anything else. So let it go. Just let it go. Let God remove people naturally and be grateful for it.
Well, we meet many people in our life. There's always somebody gonna not into you.
Yeah.
So don't be thinking.
And we outgrow our friends.
And not only that,
especially when we talk about growing, right? Maybe you're growing. They want to stay where they are. You're growing out of it.
Absolutely. And sometimes, like Amber was saying, it's God's way of protecting you by leaving them. Because you know what? They could have been a hater in disguise. They could have been a fake supporter, and God's just pushing them out of your way.
Sometimes they don't want you. They're not going to go to the top, because these people are people you're trying to take to the top with you, but they don't even want you at the top. So let God shift out the people. What's the next one? We got to get out of here. We struggle to understand what we want and what we don't want. I think that as a matchmaker, I see people that come to me and it's like they don't really know what they want, but they just know what they don't want. And the thing is go date. Go spend time dating people. Go spend time learning. Don't just jump into something something just to have somebody, just to say you got a person, just to say you got a man or a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and nobody's perfect, and also like people say, I want to date Prince Charming.
Yeah.
But the prince could be too charming.
But you over there looking like the stepsister. Okay, ask for something. When you get that man, you're praying for this man, but are you that woman? You see what I'm saying? Where, he's got to have a 700 credit score, but I got 300. No, don't be a hypocrite. Be what you want to attract. And what's the last one, DJ?
Oh, and the last one, to reasons why you may be self-sabotaging your romantic relationship, is we are actually scared of commitment.
I can say that
long-term commitment of all things, like, because I mean, people short-term commitment, nobody. That's why people are like, oh, a week contract, a month contract, cool. But long-term, that's why when people hear 1 year contract, what? It gets scary, because I know I get scared of long-term commitment, because sometimes I'm like, I don't know what the future holds for us. I can't tell you what tomorrow is gonna be, but
people, they can't change directions. You know what I'm saying? It's like. Move, but how do you know until you try it?
Exactly.
You know,
well, if you really like somebody, you want to commit to that person. You want to share life and time together, you know, and nothing wrong with having a long-term relationship.
And here's something mind-blowing. Like, my realization when I wrote my book, I realized that it was never about the men not committing to me. I was picking men that I knew I would never have to worry about committing to, because deep down after my divorce, I became the commitment foe, but I didn't even know I was. That's the crazy part. I thought I was picking these guys or whatever, but really when I look back now in reflection, I'm like, wow, I was never in danger of having to be vulnerable again. And that is why you're self-sabotaging, because you're scared of being vulnerable, because once you go through that hurt, especially a divorce, you don't ever want to go through that again. So you pick people subconsciously that are never going to be in danger for you to have to be vulnerable. So I challenge you, check yourself the next time you're looking at all these, they suck. Maybe it's you picking people that suck so that you don't have to be accountable to yourself.
Well, because if you're very honest to your other party, and the commitment shouldn't be a problem. You have to communicate, you know. A relationship is about open channels and talking to everybody. What you're vulnerable, what you want to do. You tell them very beginning. It's just why we're looking forward, and the long-term relationship will come along.
Yes, and if we got any contacts out there watching the show that they have a hookup at the Dr. Pepper Company.
Hello.
Hashtag I bleed DP.
Yes.
So we're looking for them to sponsor our show, because I swear we have a damn Dr. Pepper on here every single show. But Kyle, I know you got some announcements. What's going on?
Yes, well, this past weekend I went to a comic palooza, and everybody saved the money for the year. This is the first time after COVID-19. And there's lots of people out there meeting and talking, having a good time.
I knew I was supposed to go somewhere.
Yeah, there's about 56. What I learned about, every day should be a comic palooza.
Yeah.
You should go have fun with the person you really like and having fun. Find something to do. You know, that's why the marriage is so important. Not just go for a birthday, anniversary, and special occasion wedding. You should find something to do every month. Like a comic palooza.
Yes.
And go on a pen night, go into an eating restaurant. And don't just do only holidays or only special occasion because you deserve it. Like we say, you deserve it more in life. You know, working is hard every day. Don't just do things on the weekend. No. Weekdays too. It's a balance.
Yes.
It's so true. It's like I said, there's a couple that I knew that, I've told y'all this before, but just to remind you, there was a couple that got married on Valentine's Day, and every time I go to their house, they're fighting. and I'm like, what's going on? And they said, I'm like, what did y'all do to celebrate your anniversary and Valentine's Day? And they're like, nothing. Because they were so busy. So you guys don't have time to create the romance. So what Married Date is about is creating the romance and the convenience of making friends with other friends. Because let's face it, where do we really make friends? Either our old friends that are bad news sometimes, or single and trying to take us away from a marriage, or they're co-workers that we're not really friends with, that are like, okay, we're cool, but we don't hang out all the time. Not to a point that you would want them in your marriage space, right? And we got to be very careful what friends we're hanging around, because that third person, which could be another relationship, can take you off your path. So we create the romance for you. We have up to 50 events a month with Married Date. There's something to do every day, something for
And
everybody.
you can pick and choose what you like, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And the best is you can ask your partner or boyfriend or girlfriend, say, hey, what do you feel like to do this week or this month?
Exactly.
That's a plan ahead of time.
Yes.
Exactly.
Plan ahead.
Get your bucket list out.
Yeah.
Try some things. Like, I think one of the saddest things that motivates me is that, you know what's stronger than fear? Is regret. And that's why you see all these old people bitter and mad because, you know, to me, you know what what horrifies me? The only thing that horrifies me, because I don't let fear control me, the only thing that horrifies me is not living my best life. Not as Mark Anthony McCrae, author, says, live big and die empty. And that's what it's about. My fear is not getting that bucket list out, not doing all the things, not seeing all those beautiful beaches, not building those memories with my partner.
Don't make excuses. It's just to celebrating. You know, today we're gonna celebrating something. Don't have to say, oh, it's a Christmas. We'll have to meet the family.
Right.
You know.
I hate when people I hate when people have like fine china, for example, and only busted exactly. Except for a special occasion, and I'm like, why is it every day a special occasion? You know, why is it every day we're using it? Exactly. You know, I mean, something that I've learned is like, did I live my day to where when I die, if I die right now, that I'm happy with how my day went? Did I do something new? Did I experience something new? Did I learn something new? Did I help somebody out? I mean, those are my main 3 criterias right there on, you know, if I had a great day or not. And I feel like everybody should go and find their niche of what their great day would be and do it. Life is short. There's no reason why you shouldn't be out there.
Well, one thing I was saying is when you come home, talk to your girlfriend or your wife, don't talk about work. Talk about how are you doing. Let's go to dinner. What do you feel like to eat? You know, instead talk about review all the day you just already done. You don't want to go relive that. Good day, you know, you want to say, hey, there's all times ourselves together.
Yes.
Right.
Let's go to married day. Let's what we have on the schedule. Let's go out to a restaurant.
Isn't that amazing? You just literally have to look at the schedule. What are you doing today? You don't have to plan it. You're going to have other like-minded people. It's a private social club, so after 10 events, you have to go through a screening, so you don't have to worry about people that are toxic in there trying to destroy your marriage. So it's really nice because
you surround the other couple, right? Yeah.
Other couples.
Make friends with other couples, and that's the biggest thing I've heard through the years. There's nothing out here for couples to make friends. How do we make friends with other couples? Especially if you're new to Houston, we're talking to you. This is perfect for you because more than likely, if you know, studies show if you don't come in and plant those roots and make those friends, within a year you're going to be moving back home. That's expensive. It costs your company a lot of money.
Listen, I know this is a fact because when I first moved here, if I would have made friends as fast as I did, and when I hit like my rock bottom, I would have gone and moved. I would have left.
Exactly.
And the only reason I stayed is because I had a couple of friends that were like, "You need to stay here. If you can't make it in Houston, you're never gonna make it as an adult." And I was like, "I'm glad," and I'm glad they had that conversation with me because I am here. I made it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I host the painting class, and lots of couple come they never met before. And they all met in the classes, and they become very good friends. They come back later.
I've seen it so many times.
You know, because they're from some people from the east and west. You know, they will never ever meet. This activity really opened my channel outside my friends, people I know, and the people just work. And you're gonna be some very interesting people. I have some people from Alaska move here.
Oh, nice.
I mean, they're having a great time in Houston, and maybe someone from North Dakota. You see. It was so much fun
You just
to hear
made me
the
a thought.
conversation.
We need a pop-up banner at his paint nights.
And one time they were watching the football while they played the paint night. And same time, they watched the football they were talking about. All of a sudden they had buddies, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities out there.
Well, y'all go check it out. We got to get out of here. marriedate.com for more information. And if you want more information about the show, go to amberneal.com.
Of course, and go check out the Amber Neal Show Facebook page because we got all kinds of great things for you. I know we have our afterthought videos that go up over there along with our YouTube channel. So make sure you go and check out our YouTube at the Matchmaker Hotline, which will be coming live soon. We got all kinds of goodies for y'all. And for those of you who are looking to get matched up, we are looking for sexy singles to sit on our sexy single sofa. And let me tell you, we've got some big reviews on it. We got one marriage already. We got a couple other ones that have been dating. So, you know, it's a really great thing. It's a nice, fun little live matchmaking experience.
You reminded me. And coming soon, we've got a brand new website where all the singles that sat on our Sexy Single Sofa, we're going to start putting profiles on our new website. So it'll be like a whole new way that you can go back. So until we get them matched, we're going to keep them live on our new website.
Wow, that's great.
It works with the Matchmaker Hotline. So we'll have a way that you can go check them out and you can follow up after the show.
Exactly. So if you are wanting to date one of our Sexy Single Sofas, singles that was on our Sexy Single Sofa, right? I'm like, do you want to date the sofa? Okay. If you want to date one of them, make sure you reach out to Miss Amber Neal so that way she can screen you and see if you guys are a good fit. Because the one thing about matchmaking is she is trying to not waste anybody's time. Okay? Because like she said, you go over hundreds of dates and you spend so much money and you're only compatible with like 1 or 2 people. So instead of going over hundreds of dates, she's going to go and give you 1 date, 2 dates, maybe 3 dates to figure out who you're compatible with, okay? So if you want to date one of them, call us. Or if you want us to find you somebody, call us. Call the Matchmaker Hotline at 866-479.
Well, only thing you're ever going to miss is not give a shot. Give a try, you know? And you're going to change your life. Trust me.
And how do people reach you, Kyle?
Yes. How do they reach me?
Yeah.
You can go to my Facebook, Kyle Fu Houston.
All right.
Yeah, it would be very good.
Give out that phone number one more time.
The Matchmaker Hotline, 866-479-8752. And we will see y'all back here tomorrow.
Great show tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. And instead of working Women's Wednesdays tomorrow, we got...
in the Industry Wednesday.
Exactly.
We got a very special guest coming on, guys. That's going to be a celebrity edition tomorrow. Y'all check it out, 3 o'clock here on the Amber Neal Show.
Have a great day tonight. Bye-bye.
Maridate, Houston's first private social club for couples.
Chris and I met on MySpace. We started doing music together first, and then we became really good friends, and we were friends for about 5 years. And then we started dating each other in 2008. By February 2009, we were engaged, and by November 2009, we were married. We have 3 children together that we have raised, and we have traveled the world together and eaten some of the best food in the world, and collectively have just built up an amazing network of friends and family and a circle of people that we just love and care about, and they continue to motivate and we continue to motivate them. We build our energy on our relationship with the energy that we can give to other people and the effect that we can have on other people's lives. And we're going on 12 years strong this year through all the obstacles and the goods and the bads. We're still together and we're here to share our story.
Join Maridate today by visiting www.maridate.com.